Have you ever pondered about the hidden teachings in the Bible, especially those of the lesser-known prophets? Today, we're going to embark on a journey to uncover one such treasure trove of wisdom, nestled within the teachings of Haggai, one of the 12 minor prophets of the Old Testament. Haggai's prophecies unfold during a pivotal era in Israel's history. Picture this: the Jewish people have returned to Jerusalem after the Babylonian exile. The city is a shadow of its former glory, and at its heart, the ruins of the once magnificent temple. Here, amidst the rubble and the heartbreak, Haggai's voice rises, his words carrying a powerful message about the importance of rebuilding the temple. It's a call to faith, a rallying cry for community, and a testament to the unwavering worship of God. So let's delve into the fascinating world of Haggai's prophecies and what they may reveal to us today. Haggai, though a minor prophet, had major messages for his people. Set in the wake of the Babylonian exile, Haggai's prophecies are steeped in the struggles and hopes of a nation rebuilding. Amidst this backdrop, Haggai delivers three pivotal messages to his people. First, he challenges them to reevaluate their priorities. Haggai admonishes the people for dwelling in plush homes while God's house lies in ruins. In the prophet's eyes, the reconstruction of the temple isn't merely an architectural endeavor, it's a symbolic act, underscoring the vital role of God in their lives and community. Second, Haggai foretells a future of greater glory for the new temple, surpassing the grandeur of the first. This prediction has been seen by many as an early hint of the coming Messiah and the dawn of a new covenant. It's a promise of a time when God's presence won't be confined to a physical temple, but will be accessible to all everywhere. Third, Haggai emphasizes the importance of purification and holiness. He counsels his people that to welcome God's presence and blessings, they must strive for both personal and communal purity. It's a call to live in a manner that aligns with God's divine values. While these messages were delivered in a specific historical context, their resonance isn't confined to the period of post-exile Israel. Haggai's exhortations about the centrality of God, the promise of a new era, and the significance of purity and holiness have implications that stretch far beyond his time. These messages, delivered in a time of turmoil and transformation, continue to echo in our modern lives. They urge us to reflect on our priorities, to anticipate a brighter future, and to live a life of purity and holiness. Haggai's prophecies may seem specific to his time, but their implications reach far beyond the historical context. Now, let's take a closer look at the hidden teachings in Haggai's messages. One might see Haggai's emphasis on rebuilding the temple as a direct call to action, a literal plea to restore a physical structure. Yet, there's a deeper, more personal interpretation. The temple can also symbolize our inner selves, our spiritual being. Haggai's messages then become a metaphor for our own spiritual reconstruction. They urge us to rebuild and renew our commitment to faith, to prioritize our spiritual growth, just as the Jewish people were called to prioritize the rebuilding of their temple. Then there's the promise of a new temple, one with even greater glory than the first. On the surface, this may seem like a prophecy about a physical building, but let's dive deeper. This greater glory can be seen as the universality of God's presence. It's not confined to a physical structure or a specific location, but is accessible to everyone, everywhere. This interpretation beautifully prefigures the coming of the Messiah and the establishment of a new covenant, where God's presence transcends all physical and cultural barriers. Finally, Haggai's teachings are not merely about passive belief but about active faith. His words prod us into action, encouraging us to not just believe in divine values, but to live them out. This call to action is timeless, applicable to every believer in every era. It reminds us that faith is not stagnant but requires our active participation and commitment. These interpretations add depth to Haggai's teachings, revealing layers of spiritual insight beneath the historical context. They show us that the messages of Haggai aren't confined to a specific time or place. Instead, they're universal lessons, relevant to believers across centuries. These interpretations unveil deeper layers of Haggai's teachings, transforming them into timeless spiritual lessons. So, how can we apply Haggai's teachings to our modern lives? Firstly, Haggai's emphasis on prioritizing spiritual growth echoes as a timeless reminder. In a world increasingly consumed by materialism and vanity, the call to focus on our spiritual house, that is, our inner self, our character, our values, resounds with urgency. Just as Haggai chastised the people of his time for living in paneled houses while the temple lay in ruins, we might ask ourselves, are we investing more in our physical comforts than in our spiritual development? The universality of divine presence as prophesied by Haggai also offers a profound insight. The glory of the new temple, surpassing that of the first, signifies the transcendence of God's presence beyond physical structures or geographical boundaries. This message resonates deeply in our interconnected world, reminding us that divine presence is not restricted to any particular place, culture, or group. It's a call to recognize the divine in each other, to celebrate our shared humanity, and to strive for unity and understanding. Lastly, Haggai's teachings inspire active practice of faith. His call to action was not merely for the physical reconstruction of the temple, but for an active commitment to faith and community. This echoes true today as we navigate the complexities of modern life. Active faith is not just about personal beliefs, but about how these beliefs translate into actions, how we treat others, how we contribute to our communities, how we uphold our values in challenging situations. In essence, applying Haggai's teachings today means committing to spiritual growth, recognizing the universality of divine presence, and actively practicing our faith. It's about seeking inner reconstruction, striving for unity and understanding, and serving our communities with love and compassion. Indeed, Haggai's teachings, though ancient, still resonate profoundly with our contemporary quests for faith, purpose, and spiritual renewal.